How can you make your frets look shiny and new? Stay tuned. Today I'm going to be using MGX metal polish from Axe Wax. Now you can use it for other things, not just your frets. You can use it on hardware like chrome hardware, but you wouldn't use it on plated hardware. But anyway, let's go on with the frets. Now it was supplied with these fret protectors, which just fit over your fret and clip on like that, and there's different width ones for different parts of your fretboard. And I'm going to start by using Micromesh, which is the traditional way that I've polished my frets. You can see these are quite worn, but it doesn't really matter because they're reusable. Basically, Micromesh is like crystals embedded on a soft, like sponge-like surface, and they sink into the sponge to make it nice and smooth and flat, even surface when you're using them. And I'm working up through 3 different grits here. I actually found out about these from Philip McKnight on his YouTube channel, so I've got to thank him for that. What you're going to see in this video is I'm actually going to use a few different methods. So I'm going to be using just the Micromesh with the polish. So I'm going to apply the polish in 2 ways. I'm going to do it by hand, and I'm also going to use a Dremel multi-tool with a little buffing wheel. So you can see in the video that I'm working on 1 fret at a time, going up and down that fret. So I'm going up and down the fret, not left and right over it, and I'm going really close into the edges of the fret as well. And that's where the fretboard protector works really well. Another way to do this is to mask off your fretboard, just using masking tape to block over the fretboard, just leaving the fret wire itself exposed. So with the polish, I apply it direct to my Micromesh cloth, just a small bit at the top, and rub it in. And again, I'm rubbing up and down, and the fret guard does a really good job of picking up the overspill. You can see the dirt that comes off of it. You really need elbow grease here to get it to a good shine, and then I'm going over it again with a cleaner cloth just to give it the final buff. You can see what a massive difference it makes. I'll just clean up any overspill here. This time putting the MGX straight onto the fret, and I'm going to be using my buffing pad on my Dremel to clean it up. Now we'll be comparing the difference from the 2 of these soon, but one thing I must note here is you can see I've taken the rubber band off. And the reason I've taken the rubber band off is it can easily catch on the buffing wheel and spin the fret protector off, and that could be quite dangerous. Now one thing I'm doing with the fret protector here is moving it backwards and forwards along with the buffing wheel to make sure that when I get to the ends of the fret I can really get into them. I also tried doing it at a bit of an angle. I'm not sure it made a massive difference. So I'm just using the vintage 76 fretboard conditioner here to clean up any grime that may have come off with the buffing wheel or the hand buffing. Even if I put masking tape on the board here, I'd probably go over it afterwards just to make sure any tack from the masking tape was removed. And you can see the frets I've worked on. Now let's just compare the difference here. So just comparing left to right here, I've got a fret I finished just with Micromesh, a fret I finished just with the polish, a fret I finished with Micromesh and polish, and a fret I finished with Micromesh and polish using the Dremel. And I think actually the Micromesh and Dremel is the best option, but only slightly. The Micromesh and by hand work pretty well too, but I'm definitely going to use the Micromesh and polish in combo. Combined, they're stunning. Until next time, happy strumming.